But I don't know. Did you hear about Modern Times? I told you about Modern Times.
Yeah, you're the one who told me about Modern Times. I read up on it earlier today.
That was a weird
And
one.
so, have you heard of Brewery X? I had never heard of them until I read an article.
Are they from
They
Anaheim?
also, yeah, Anaheim, yep.
Brewery X. Sounds like a porn site.
Right?
It's kind of a whack name.
Brewery.
But they bid for Modern Times first, right?
Yeah, so
And were
they
supposed to come
won
up
the
at like
bid.
10%.
So they were a last minute bid, and they put the bid at 20 million.
Okay.
And at the end of bidding, they won, but they never
had the money.
They
to
didn't
10%.
close in time, and so they lost their $500,000 deposit to the bank.
To the auction. Crazy.
Yeah, to the auction, and then Maui Brewing picked it up for 15.3 million.
You know what? I always got Maui confused with Kona, but I didn't
Me
recognize
too.
any of Maui's beers, and that's a huge come up.
Maui's beers are fantastic.
Well, do you know about Modern Times?
Yeah, I've had their beers.
Why I would say, okay, so Ballast Point sold out, and then Stone just sold out. So you're talking about the biggest breweries in San Diego, or Modern
haven't
Times,
sold out.
or Carl Strauss, Society, Modern Times. Mike Hess is not in
Firestone
that
sold out?
conversation. Who?
Firestone? Walker?
They're from the Central Coast. They're from Cal Poly, I think.
Okay.
But as far as San Diego Brewery goes, Modern Times, Carl Strauss, Society, Alesmith. I'd put Alesmith in that conversation. You know the Tony
Okay.
Gwynn beer, 394 Pale Ale?
I don't think so. I've had that
Maybe that's more of a territorial beer because it's super popular on the West Coast.
on the West Coast. Okay.
Maybe it's just popular in San Diego. But anyway, Modern Times was a huge brewery. And
Right.
they had this awesome tasting room they built in Encinitas maybe 2 or 3 years ago, pre-COVID. But I remember going in there one time and I was like, these guys couldn't be making more money. They had a vegan restaurant in Encinitas,
Oh, yeah.
right on the coast. They sold their coffee for about the same price as beer, right? Like 4-pack of coffee for $20. When a brand has merch that's outside of t-shirts and hats, they're killing it. They're killing it. When they're selling $16 socks and $30 vests,
Yeah.
for
If
your
you're
dog,
if you're selling socks, yeah, like
you're
and
you're a
making
brand.
money, yeah.
You're a brand. And
Yeah,
then they got
for
hit. I don't know what
By the
happened.
Me Too movement.
They got Rat Magnet. Remember Rat Magnet? It was pretty much Me Too, but it started in the craft beer scene. It was this girl named Brienne, but she started an Instagram page about women feeling harassed in the working place, and Modern Times was pretty much the poster child for it. So we're
Okay.
talking.
I remember that article coming out. I just didn't realize it was for Modern Times. Okay, yeah.
The guy's name got thrown around multiple times. The bigger you are, the harder you
Right.
fall. There's two sides to every story. Shout out to Rat Magnet. Whether all these stories are true or all these stories are fake, that still brought a ton of awareness to
Right.
this.
To that
Right.
area.
People in the
yeah.
Discord were talking about, you can't believe everything you read on the internet. Well, hey, man, this clearly happened. All that aside, this brought a lot of awareness. And they were at them and I think Hamilton's in North Park. So they had all the things going for them. Modern Times, top 5 brewery in San Diego, top 3 excluding Stone and Ballast Point.
Wow.
We'll call it 4, maybe 5 tasting rooms, all coastal.
Yeah.
Coffee's
At one
kicking.
point, they had 8.
No way.
Yeah, I was reading the article that said they had to close down 4 of its 8 tap rooms. Yeah.
That's a lot of money, man. You know how
That's
much
a
money that
lot.
is?
That's a lot.
That's all. We're talking San Diego and LA leases. Orange County. So they got hit with that, the Me Too and COVID at the same time. So they tried to do that Chinese fire drill where we'll have the CEO step out and we'll throw a lady in there as CEO to save face. But it's like everyone's still always going to remember the bad. Bad travels faster than good news. And then I just think the last straw, so they had COVID, they had the Me Too stuff, Rat Magnet, and then just the oversaturation, I think, of San Diego breweries and just over forecasting. People just have long lines of over forecasting and get too extended. But that was big news. Modern Times.
Especially for California, that's got to be big news. Yeah, and
it's great beer.
It's like we get them. Like I've seen them here in Austin a bunch. Like I've had their beers here.
Great beer.
Great, fantastic beers, man. Like, and they come in like the pint size cans too. So
16-ounce cans.
I love them.
But we talk about this before because they've got weird brand. They've got a weird kind of gray cloudy haze above them. Can you revive a beer brand? Not only can you revive a beer brand, can you revive a beer brand that has something to do with sexual harassment or harassing women?
I think at this
Because that Rat Magnet story was on NPR. That's big shine.
That's big. That's in every single car. Like
National Public Radio.
yeah,
So-
no, that's crazy.
So it's kind of a weird buy, but it kind of works. Does time heal all wounds? New leadership.
But
New.
then, so is it going to be just Maui Brewing? Are they going to just take away Modern Times as the name and just replace it with Maui Brewing? Or
Good question.
are they going to keep the name?
I would keep it, and I would just assume that people were smart enough to know that we're under new leadership now, and it's a different.
Yeah, it's just a completely new.
We bought the name, but we're different people.
Right.
I'd probably
right.
still buy Modern Times.